This is the moment where it truly is AI or die, particularly for companies, as an example. Those companies that embrace AI will thrive, will grow. Those that do not will die. And so this is a big, big inflection point for companies across the economy. When we look at pharmaceuticals, making new medicine for cancer, for Alzheimer's, for other key diseases, those that use AI will power forward, will bring new medicine that saves lives. Those that don't will continue to have very long cycles of drug discovery and development, 10, 15 years. They will continue to have failure rates in 85, 90% of clinical trial failing. Those that use AI will start to bend those curves and see much better results. So that's just an example in pharmaceuticals. The same thing in energy, in the big energy sector, which impacts India, of course, in every part of the country, be it oil and gas, be it other forms of energy. Those that use AI for new kinds of catalysts to convert oil and gas to new kinds of products, they will thrive. And so the energy sector is highly impacted by AI as well. When we look at education, India is now the most populous nation in the world. It thrives on its education system, IIT, and many, many other wonderful educational institutions. It is very important to embrace AI, or literally the population will not be able to thrive in this competitive world.
Just 2 days back, WF released a global risk report where, in terms of India, it calls cyber insecurity the biggest risk that India faces in the immediate term. You talked about that. So, and I think you are also working on that, and also you have been working on the commercial and military aircraft risk.
Resilience, yes.
So how do you see that in context of India?
Well, let's first start with cybersecurity. Cybersecurity is fundamental to national defense, and it's important that every government, both at the federal level, but also in India's case, also at the state level. The states in India are so big that they're really countries unto themselves. And as you know, I spent a lot of time in India when I was senior advisor to Tata. And what you see is that we must protect the national defense assets, but also the industry assets. And cybersecurity right now is one of the key ways that adversaries of India are trying to attack it, be it the energy infrastructure, be it the banking infrastructure, be it the telco infrastructure. And it's very, very important. The kind of cyber now that we need is very different than a few years ago. For example, those that are using generative AI, those that are using ChatGPT or Gemini or things like that, must make sure they also have the cybersecurity to protect the use of the Gen AI. At SandboxAQ, we have offered a product now called ActiveGuard, which is being used by banks, by governments around the world. We recently announced that the Pentagon of the United States is using it. We announced that countries in the Middle East are using it. And so this is a key protective factor when you're using Gen AI. Gen AI has many positive aspects, but also it introduces vulnerabilities as well.
And so these are the risks at the corporate level as well as the national security level?
Yes, national security level is fundamental to protect the country in terms of its defense systems, but also every corporation. And India has many of the leading corporations of the world. It's very important to protect their own data, but also the customer data. If you look at companies like Infosys, Wipro, TCS, and many, many other giants in India, they're holding huge amounts of data of their customers. And so it's fundamental that we have increased cybersecurity throughout India, both in the industry world as well as in the governmental world.
So in a, you are saying that AI is the problem. For that answer, the solution is also lies with AI.
We have to use both. We have to use both.
To play there, how SandboxAQ becomes the solution for the problem?
Well, you know, at SandboxAQ, we serve the largest companies in the world, and that, of course, would include some of the giants that are based in India, but act around the whole world. India boasts many, many companies like Tata Consulting Services, many, many others, Mahindra, so many others that are based in India, but really are global in their footprint. And particularly those that are global in their footprint really need to increase their cybersecurity right now. But also, we want to really impact India in terms of bringing new medicines to the key diseases and challenges in healthcare. That's fundamental. As you have an economy in India, you have a population in India, over 1.3, 1.4 billion people. It's fundamental that we have to start creating intellectual property in India. Traditionally, if you look at the life sciences sector in India, you've had a number of companies like Dr. Reddy, who makes new medicine, but many of the companies really just produce medicine for other intellectual property companies in the rest of the world. We would really like to see that change now and shift, where intellectual property can be created in India itself using the new software from SandboxAQ, which is able to use AI to make new kinds of molecules. So really, there's two fundamental kinds of AI. There's AI for the digital world, and that, of course, is like ChatGPT, large language models, Gemini, Anthropic, fantastic tools. And if you want to create documents, images, videos, wonderful tools for the digital world. But at SandboxAQ, we focus on AI for the real world. And that's AI that is trained on physics, mathematics, chemistry, biology, to make new medicines, to make new materials, to make new catalysts. This is fundamental to the economy. When you look at 80% of the economy in India, it is fundamentally in the real world, not the digital world. And that's the area that SandboxAQ impacts.
So in a way, you want to help Indian companies do much better with the help of SandboxAQ.
That's correct. The AI that we produce, that we offer, is to fundamentally create new kinds of products with companies in India, new kinds of revenue, new EBITDA, as opposed to AI for the digital world, which is mainly focused on content creation and also productivity. Wonderful things, but it's fundamental right now in AI or die. This is the world we're in right now, AI or die, to create new fundamental products and to have Indian companies own that intellectual property. That is the new world that we're entering into. You're seeing it happen right now in the Gulf region. You may have seen recently, we announced with the Kingdom of Bahrain that they are going to be using our software to create new medicines there. And again, we're shifting the tectonic plates. Instead of countries in the Gulf region just using medicine and other products from the West, they can now create their own medical products. We would love to see the same thing happen in India as well.
Lastly, Jack, so do we expect SandboxAQ at Global AI Summit in India next month?
We absolutely will be represented at the Global AI Summit. We think it's fundamental. We give congratulations to the government and to the leaders, both in industry and the political leaders in India for setting up the summit. But we want to make sure really that the big focus will be not just on AI that's for documents and video, but AI for the fundamental drivers of the Indian economy. And that's an economy that's quite robust, that is growing at a good rate. We want to make sure India remains and will be competitive in this global AI world.